What's up, my YT homies? This is Alethea coming in at you with another video. So first off, if you don't know, I try to make my uploads on Tuesdays and Fridays, and last week I did a video on Wednesday, and my plan was to have a video to come out Friday, but y'all, when I tell y'all the last couple of weeks have been the last couple of weeks, I may share something with you all that happened that I wasn't expecting, that kind of threw me into a bit of a funk for a couple of days. And so with that being said, during that time, I wasn't in the mood to record. So the first thing I want to do in this video is share with you all my Sisterlocks birth certificate. I've had this thing about 2 weeks now and I have not opened it. It is still sealed. So here I am. I'm going to open it and show you my Sisterlocks birth certificate. So there's this little thing in there, and here's a little letter. Welcome to the family with props and hugs and congratulations. Let me extend this official welcome to you. Our growing Sisterlocks and Brotherlocks family is not only helping change the way we relate to our natural hair, it is also providing us with so many reasons to help each other be the best we can be. Self, family, and community, we're all linked. Let's celebrate the connection that Sisterlocks allows us to feel in such a positive way. I hope that your Sisterlocks/Brotherlocks experience will always be a fulfilling one. My best regards, Joanne Cornwell, owner, Sisterlocks. Alright, and so then here is my Sisterlocks birth certificate. And so now I know your official birth date is the last day of your establishment. My establishment dates were June 7th and 8th, and on my birth certificate the date is June 8th. So I don't know if you can see that. I don't care about you saying my name because you all know my name. And there is my consultant's name, June 8th, 2019, Columbus, Georgia, and then my name, and here is the birth certificate. So I do believe I am going to find a little frame to put this in and possibly sit it like up here somewhere, maybe right here or something like that. Yes. The title of this video, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. Am I going to title it Black Owned Businesses Charge Too Much? Black Entrepreneurs Charge Too Much? Should Black owners charge more? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to name this. But this video, and let me say this, I'm no stranger to black owned businesses. I don't have my own business. I know people who have their own businesses for different reasons, different types of businesses. And you know, on social media and all that kind of stuff, you hear a lot where people say, you know, something about black owners charge too much. Or when you see a store around your city, for instance, if it's a black owned store or business, sometimes they go out of business quicker than the other ones. And people are like, you know, they charge too much. But did they really charge too much? Or do they have to charge a little bit more just to keep up with the rest or to keep up with the competition? Or do you feel that they are obligated to give you a discount if you quote unquote look like them? And this video is prompted specifically because of my Sisterlocks. I am going to be 100% honest. The reason I'm making this video is because of just the things that I've heard and the things that have transpired since I've gotten my Sisterlocks. Yes, I get loads and loads and tons of compliments on them and how great they look and all that kind of stuff. And you know, people that are asking about them, inquiring about them and all that kind of good jazz. Yes, I get all that. But also along with that, here and there in between are the snippets and comments of people feeling like the Sisterlock brand costs too much or your Sisterlock consultant charge too much. Once again, there are people that say the Sisterlocks, let me make it plural because it's plural, the Sisterlocks brand charges too much, and then there are people that say your Sisterlocks consultant charges too much. And some people feel like both apply. Come to think of Sisterlocks Consultant, I do have on the shirt that I purchased from my Sisterlock Consultant, and as you can see I cut it. And see, this I didn't cut right. I did this right here over here. And let me tell you what prompted me, and then it says hair by God. Let me tell you what prompted me to cut this shirt. My girl here on the YT, the creative lady, she has 2 channels, well 3 channels I believe. I know the creative lady and I know Nappylicious TV. Those are the 2 channels that I mainly see her upload on, and she has a cooking channel. she uploads on that one sometimes. But anyway, I know I've been seeing videos mostly on Nappylicious TV because she's a natural hair beauty, and then she has the Creative Lady TV. I'll link her channels below, but also make sure you go and check out her, see how to move this thing and now my bra showing. So make sure you go and check out her channels when you get through watching this video. So with that being said, so I cut my shirt. Even when I was younger, I used to didn't cut my shirts, but I cut this shirt. I cut this bad baby. So anyway, like I said, so what prompted me to make this video? As you all recall, if you go back a few videos, and I'll link that video in the cards above, where I said that I'm no longer going to talk about the cost of my Sisterlocks. I'm no longer going to tell anyone how much my Sisterlocks cost. And that I have definitely stuck to. However, even if you don't, if someone knows how much Sisterlocks cost, they automatically go in on how much they cost. Or if they know your loctician, because if you tell, because most people are going to ask who did your locks, and if you go and tell them who your loctician is, then of course if they've been to that loctician, or if they know about that loctician or something like that, then here they go giving their 2 cents on that loctician and what that loctician charges, should charge or should not charge. And then here you go, me being me, you are stuck with the fact of how do you respond when someone says something about someone that is doing a service for you, or someone that you know personally, someone that you have an acquaintance with that owns a business. Specifically, like I said, with Sisterlocks, okay, my loctician, she's a cool, you all saw that she let me take footage of her studio and all that kind of stuff. Cool beans and all that kind of stuff. You all saw my video where I said, I put the video out there and I said the pros and cons of my consultant. I'll link that video in the cards above as well. She saw that video. She saw that video, and one of the things I said in that video was about she didn't measure a certain section of my hair. She measured that section of my hair or whatever. She talked about it. She didn't have a problem with me expressing how I felt, because that was how I felt, and this is my channel, and she has no problem with that. And she says she welcomes feedback and things like that. So with that being said, it didn't cause any tension or anything like that amongst us. And when I do go and I have my retie this coming Friday, and when I go to get my retie, we sit there and we talk and all that good jazz, and so we have a rapport with each other. We're developing a rapport that, we talk about other things other than, the Sisterlocks and all that kind of good jazz. So with that being said, I feel like as my consultant, as my loctician, as my, you never know, could possibly end up being my mentor if I decide to learn the Sisterlocks technique myself. So with that being said, if someone says something about her, I feel like it is my job, or I feel like if someone says something about her, I feel like it is my responsibility to step in and say, okay, well, yeah, she may charge this much, but her quality is XYZ. Or yeah, she may charge this much, but she's here where I'm at. Because some people may feel like, okay, I can go to out of town to get my locks done. Specifically with my loctician, I think I've been to the website of her loctician once, but her loctician doesn't charge what she charges. But her loctician, I don't know, her loctician may have a different reason why she charges what she charges or doesn't charge. And some people may feel like, well, she shouldn't charge more than her loctician charges. But who's to decide what she should and should not charge? Yes, I told you all I would have appreciated knowing certain things before I went to my consultation. But however, once I went to that consultation, it was up to me at that point to decide whether or not I wanted to stick to it. And here's the thing. A lot of times people turn around once you tell them something, once something happens, because of social media. And social media can be a good thing. However, it can also be a bad thing, because not only do people put the good things on social media, they also put what they deem to be bad things. But are they necessarily bad things? Let's say, for instance, just going to throw out an example. Could be from something I heard, or could be from something that I'm just making up. I'll just put it that way. But let's say I send someone to my consultant to get a consultation, and I didn't tell them, she's not going to tell you XYZ until you get there. Then when you get there and you find out the price is more than what you want it to be, at that point it's up to you to decide, okay, I'm going to go with you, or I'm going to go to someone else. Why do I have to take it another step and go on Facebook and bash her, or go on Instagram, or go on whatever social media platform, YouTube, whatever, and bash her because of what she charges? When all I can do is just say, okay, fine, that is not for me. I'm not going to go with her, and I'm going to go with someone else and keep it moving and go on about my business. So just because she wasn't for me and I didn't want to pay that price, why go and bash her? Because all she did was tell you what her services would be. So is that a reason to bash someone because of how much their services are going to be? Are you going to go to a nail salon and get mad because they want to charge you $40, $45 for a fill-in when the next place over here only charges $30? You're not going to go online and bash them for that amount. You're going to go ahead and pay that amount if you want to pay that amount. Now, if you get some bad service, you might turn around and go on Yelp and say something about it. Or for instance, I have a friend, his name is Justin, and I know he's a cosmetologist, and he sells wigs. He used to showcase his wigs on Facebook. I haven't seen one in a while. I never inquired with him about how much his wigs cost because I've never been a person to wear wigs. But with that being said, I do know there are some people that charge upwards of $300, $400, $500 for a custom unit. Some people may feel like that's too much, and some people may feel like, okay, it's fine with them paying that. If you don't want to pay it, then keep it moving. Why go and bash him and say, okay, well, he's charging too much, and why he charging that much? You're not doing that with businesses that are owned by people of the Caucasian persuasion. You're not doing that when you go into these stores per se with, you know, Indians or Pakistanis or whatever, where they have that glass in front of you and you're putting your money down in that tray. You're not getting mad at them going to the next store and purchasing your things. I also wanted to point out some of the very people that do not want to go and spend money at a black-owned business will go to these stores where people that are not from the U.S., I'm not going to specify it, but you have to spend a minimum of $5 in order to use your card because they don't want to pay the fees that the debit and credit card companies charge you. And I mean, you go to a regular convenience store, regular store, whatever, they don't do that. But these people will go into these stores, people, black, any race, will go into these stores and will pay that fee. Or will make sure, even if they want something that costs $1.50, they'll go and add more stuff on to make it $5 just to meet those people's minimum requirements. It's because they don't want to pay the fee that is the merchant's fee. And here's the thing about that. If you have a credit card, you're already paying a fee yourself. So that fee that the merchant is trying to get you to cover, that's their fee, not your fee. But these very people that complain about going to black-owned businesses will go to these stores and pay these fees. Now me, I don't. Just being truthfully honest, I will drive across town and find another store before I spend a minimum so that you won't have to pay a fee. Or before I turn around and let you charge, because some of them even have the nerve to charge 50 cents or whatever. So if you spend $3 and they're going to charge you, you know, to come up to that $5. What? Not here. I don't understand why people have to go and bash black-owned businesses or black entrepreneurs for what they decide to charge. This lock set spray, for instance, by Personal Effects that my loctician told me about. I went on their website, I saw the lock set spray. I can't remember how much the spray cost, but I definitely remember how much the shipping cost. The shipping cost $12. So with that being said, if you've been on my channel for a while, I don't care who I'm ordering from. I do not like to pay shipping. I just don't. That's just me. If I go to a business's website and their shipping they have free shipping at $50 and my purchase is $35 or $40. I'm going to get that order up to $50 to get that free shipping. Now, if my order is $50 and their free shipping is at $100, then I'm just gonna have to pay the shipping. So with that being said, the lock set spray was $12. Now, I don't know, I could have missed it or whatever, but I didn't see a benchmark for when you get free shipping. However, I wasn't going to pay $12 for shipping for one bottle of product, so I ordered 2 bottles of product. A review is coming soon on the product, but anyway, I ordered 2 bottles of product to offset the fact that I'm paying $12 for shipping. I could have went on, moved on, and said, "Bump that! I'm not paying $12 for shipping. That's just ridiculous. They need to find some other carrier to use if they got to pay that much for shipping." But I went ahead and I purchased. See, here's the thing. I mean, this video may be going around and around and around in circles, but my point is in making all of this, as Black Americans, African Americans, Blacks, Americans, whatever you want to call us, people of the brown persuasion, the thing that really burns me up most of the time, it's people that are of the same persuasion that have something to say about what we charge. Because we are our own worst enemy, we have to find a reason not to patronize one another. Why? What's wrong with paying a couple of extra dollars for shipping? What's wrong with paying a little bit more for a service if you're going to get your money's worth? If that person is going to give you your money's worth. Now, I don't care what type of business it is, whether it's black owned, white owned, whatever. If they're not providing the service and quality that you think they should be providing, then by all means, move it on. Keep it moving. If a black owned business is not treating you the way you need to be treated, if they're not providing the service the way they need to provide the service, then keep it moving. Go to someone else. But if they're giving you quality work and quality product and their prices may be just a tinge higher than the next, then why not patronize them? Why not? Now, when it comes to my locks, my sister locks, you all know, if you go back to my previous videos, there are 2 locticians that can be found on the Sisterlocks website that are in my city. And I live in Columbus, Georgia. I've said that. But there are 2 locticians that can be found in my city. I went to one of those locticians. I had appointments set with both of them. And if you go back, I'll link that video in the cards where the other consultant decided to cancel my appointment. I'll link that in the cards so you can hear all about that. With that being said, there are all type of areas surrounding Atlanta, other counties and all that kind of stuff, to where I looked on there and I could have went and chose to drive an hour and a half, 2 hours or whatever to another consultant outside of my city. But really, why? Because each time I go to that consultant outside of the city, I'm going to spend some money on gas. No, I don't have to fill up my tank because Atlanta's not that far from us, so it doesn't cost that much money to go. But I'm going to have to put gas in my tank each time. I'm putting wear and tear on my car each time. If I'm going every 4 weeks or if I'm going every 6 weeks or what have you. And right now I'm on a rotation of every 4 weeks with my loctician, and I wanted to be on a 6-week rotation, and I have some slippage and I need to be there to see her Friday. So I'm appreciating having the every 4 week retie at this point. Now hopefully some point we'll get to the 6 weeks, but right now it's every 4 weeks. So I could have went to somebody else to sum that all up, but I didn't. And I'm perfectly fine with my loctician. And if there's anyone that does not want to use my loctician, that's on them. If there's someone that feels like she's too high and can go to her for such and such because she now has other services she gives and they can go to her for such and such, then, you know, but they go to someone else for the reties. That's shady in my honest opinion. And also another thing, why is it that when people distinguish the amounts, it's okay for people in the north or in the west or east or whatever, it's okay for people in other areas to charge a certain amount, but in the south, oh no, we shouldn't charge that much in the south. Why? People in the south gotta eat, they gotta have a roof over their head, they have to have clothes on their back, just like people everywhere else. So it's okay for someone in the north to charge you XYZ, but someone in the south shouldn't charge as much as those people charge. Because they're in the south? Really? Come on. So anyway, also another example of someone, Tisa Bratter. She used to be here on YouTube. She's not on YouTube. She's still on Facebook. She's one of my sisters. I call her my YT sis, my Facebook sis, my friend. I've talked to her. You know, we've exchanged numbers. I talked to her on Facebook, outside of Facebook. Her and her husband, they have their own t-shirt engraving type of business. And I'll see where she has to put up posts. And I've purchased a shirt from her that she had to send to me. And I paid her through PayPal. But I've seen where she has put up posts saying that payment will be required in full before the services are rendered, which lets me know that people would not follow through on getting the product that she has engraved and personalized for them. When you're doing cups or shirts and all that kind of stuff, and somebody wants you to put their own personal stuff on there, and you make that and they don't get it, that's money lost, because nobody's gonna buy something that has somebody else's image or somebody else's design or something like that on it, unless it's something that can be used across all types of spectrums. It is what it is. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here with this video, but I just had to come in to put that out there to say, support your black owned businesses. And at the end of the day, they'll mess up. Of course they will. But do we give other people a chance and a try? When other companies mess up, do we give them another try? Whether it be your big retailers, whether it be chain stores, whether it be chain restaurants or what have you and all that kind of jazz that may not even have a big black owned or whatever, we give them another chance. We give them another try. What's wrong with giving your fellow sister and brethren a try? If you are a person of color, I'll put it that way. And even if you're not a person of color, why not give them a try? We give other businesses and we give other companies a try. They messed up and we said we're not going to go there anymore, but then we find ourselves for whatever reason going back to them to get a service or to buy a product or what have you. So if we can give others a chance to make it right, to fix their mess up. Why can't we give a black-owned business that opportunity? If a black-owned business costs a little bit more than the next company, why not give them that heads up? Oh, and the last thing before I go, a lot of times we want to bargain with black-owned businesses to bring down their pricing. Do we bargain with others? Now I'll say I go to get my nails done, and I go to Vietnamese. You know, most of the shops have Vietnamese people in them. Most of those shops, some people have a tendency to say Chinese and Korean. Most of them are Vietnamese. With that being said, I am going to try a black-owned shop that just recently opened up in my city. However, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop going to the young lady that I was going to, but I am going to give them a try to see. So then maybe I can rotate between the two, because my nail technician, she is in school. She gave me her personal phone number to text her, let her know when I'm coming, to make sure that her schedule coincides with mine. But with that being said, sometimes she does, you know, if I mess up a nail or something like that, that she's supposed to charge me some extra money for, that she's repaired or what have you. Sometimes she doesn't even charge me for that, and I'm appreciative. I appreciate the discount. If someone wants to give me a discount, then fine, I'm going to take that discount. Who am I to sit up here and tell that lie and say, no, I'm not going to take the discount? However, if they don't give me a discount, that's fine too. That's fine too. Because if I want to pay for it, if I want the service, then I'm going to pay for it. And that's the case with everybody. If it's something you want, you're going to get it. It's just that. It is what it is. So, like I said, I'm rambling on and going on and on and on. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But, like I said, support your fellow small businesses. Support your fellow black-owned businesses. I mean, why not? Thank you so much for checking out another one of my videos. Once again, and I say this in all of my videos, thank you to the new subscribers as well as my oldie but goodies. And, yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video across all your social media sites. And until the next time and in between time, you ladies and gentlemen be safe, and I will do what? Catch you on the flip side.